bottom line up front. Tell us about the show. Tell us what happened this week.
Okay, this week, wow, this week was such a roller coaster. Like we went up and boom, we went down. So we had this like beautiful holy episodes. Okay, it started with that. We have these two protagonists who are, feeling the first bouts of first love. There's nervousness, there's fear, there's excitement, and there's this water situation also. We have this guy who just barges into her hostel room to get her ready when she is not around. And then we have obviously the cop, ACP Ahir, who actually, there's the tension going on. There's always the camaraderie going on. So in the second episode of the week, they got into an argument and Shaurya was locked up by ACP Ahir. Okay. I think you guys have seen that episode.
We've been reviewing the show every day of the week and it's on our social. Yeah. We're aware of the storyline because we've been reviewing the show every week.
Yes, and we refer to the cop as the hot cop.
We're having this discussion. Who's the better of the two? ACP Ahir or and we got so many questions on Twitter. My God, Ankitta, you got so many questions to answer. We're definitely not going to get to all of them. But the bigger question.
I'm all ears.
What is the motivation of ACP Ahir?
A motivation for like with Anokhi?
Yeah, what is his motivation? What is he? Is he evil?
I think we do need to see more of him if we have to understand his character properly. But I think he's quite smitten by Anokhi. Mm-hmm. And he has judged Shaurya quickly just because he had some anger issues. He has judged Shaurya quickly and he wants to be, the knight in shining armor for Anokhi. But the thing is, what we see is he is everywhere, He is just everywhere. He comes in the college bus. He offers to drop her to Kapurthala when she's leaving SIIC. And then he wants her to choose him, but he can see that Anokhi is already tilted towards Shaurya.
So you think this is going to be a match? You think this is going to be a tough one for Shaurya?
No, I don't actually think so because Shaurya has made his way to the rooms of Anokhi's heart. She's already fallen for the guy. She's already fallen for the guy. And but there is a very big foreshadowing, if you guys saw in yesterday's episode, that Shaurya referred to ACP with a mask. Like Shakespeare said, we all wear masks.
So what do you think of that? What does that mask imply? Because that's one of the questions we got on Twitter as well for you to answer. What does a mask imply?
I think because we haven't seen much of him right now, so maybe he does have an ulterior motive. It could be a backstory. He could be related to the Sabharwals. If they go down that line, then maybe the elders did something to his family or his parents because we haven't seen any of that. Or it could be he does have a dark, bitter, stalkerish side to him, the obsessive lover types. And if they go in that way, whoa, we are so excited because it can get so intense.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the few Indian television stories where the characters are so well laid out. The motivations and the validation of the characters are well drawn out. I was kind of surprised that they still haven't closed the loop on the kidnappers of Anokhi. Where do you think that's going?
See, the thing is, actually, I think many tracks were planned, but because of the pandemic, they have to just shift the focus because many less people are allowed on the sets now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there are many loopholes, like the person who shot Shaurya's mother is Anokhi's brother. Even that track is pending.
Yes.
So we were waiting for that, but I think because of the pandemic, they have made last minute story changes because only 5 or 10 people are allowed on sets at a time due to the government restrictions.
Okay, so given what happened this week after Holi, this guy goes to prison, and then he realizes Anokhi has feelings for him too, but they haven't been able to tell each other.
Yeah, I think many people thought that he's playing the Cupid, And that is where I think the interest in ACB's character is more, because on one hand, you see his expression and you see maybe this guy is playing Cupid. But then the other thing, the other moment, he actually wants Shaurya that if you don't take care of her, I'm going to take her away forever.
So do you think he's genuinely in love with her, and he respects her wishes? He knows she's in love with him. He respects her wishes, but he also wants her to be happy, right?
Yeah, he does want her to be happy, but I don't think he does know Anokhi so well. Because in the lockup, Anokhi takes more of a stand for Shaurya than him. She tells him that I know him. Even if he stays up in anger, he's going to apologize. And that is what we saw also, that he forgot his ego and apologized to him only for Anokhi. So he's already on the path of changing. That is, I think, his Shaurya's USP, and ACP is still in the dilemma. Like yesterday's episode, he was actually gossiping to Anokhi's sister, like a complaining machine, that he's always teasing Anokhi or he's always getting in trouble. So he was bad mouthing Shaurya. He's creating a bad impression in front of Anokhi's sister for Shaurya.
Did you say complaining machine?
Sorry.
I did say.
Sorry, Scott.
Yes, please go ahead.
You said complaining machine.
Yes, I did.
Can I use that? Because that is fantastic. Can I use that in my everyday life? Got it.
Please
okay,
go
Please
ahead.
Continue. All right, that's all I.
Yeah.
So Ankita, how do you think Anokhi's sister, or what's her name?
Bubbly.
Bubbly. So do you think Anokhi's sister is going to support the cop?
I do think so. Because her worldview is even more restricted than Anokhi. Because the way her father treated her, the way her husband is practically abusing her. So for her, if somebody is just being good to women in general, that is all the criteria it is of being a good human being.
Oh dear. So Anokhi's gonna get pressure from her sister to date the cop.
It could be that maybe I think Shaurya and Anokhi are going to have a very hard time finding supporters in their family.
Oh wow! And then Shaurya's mom,
Astha,
mom is of course going to support the two of them, but she's not in the picture. But Shaurya's aunt is going to support the other woman, the woman who's come from Cambridge, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, it is. The beauty of the story is that even if his mother has left him at a very young age, she is far more perspective than the ones who has actually grown him up. The aunt, Devi Sabharwal, her love is conditional. She only loves Shaurya when he is going to act on her whims and fancies.
So do you think Shaurya will reach out to his mom to have her help him with Anokhi?
Actually, she was about to come during the Holi, but I think because of the pandemic, they shifted the track and brought his ex back earlier. Okay, so yet I think Astha, his mom is going to be supportive, but the baggage he carries with his mom, I don't think it's so easy. You cannot just forget last 25 years of your life in a minute.
But if push comes to shove and he's losing her, do you think he'll reach out to his mom for help?
Definitely. I think Shaurya is going to do anything and everything to get this girl in his life, because in these 30 years, he's the first person he wants for himself.
Interesting. So this is going to be interesting, definitely. We have so many questions, Ankita, but we might just have you here next week to answer the rest of them. But of course, the story is going to move next week as well. And we might have new questions and new twists and new turns. What do you think? The most important question we have for you is, we know in the pre-cap, the last episode pre-cap, and we were, Zayn was over, and he watches this entire thing. He comes over to my house, and he watches this entire week stash of the show. And and he goes to the pre-cap, and Shaurya says, "I love you" to Anokhi. And I'm there in the house, and he comes to me saying, "What is the next episode?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" and it's over. And he's like, no, where is the next episode? When is it going to come? I said, Sunday, because hey, your Mondays are Sunday. So,
that is
you
so
mean you're going to come back on Sunday? You get yourself a hot star.
Yeah, I agree. That is what I have been facing after I saw the episode too. Everybody in the fandom is like, is it a dream? Is it a reality? Did he actually say that?
So what do you think? What do you think Anokhi's going to do? Is she going to say, I love you too? Or is she going to shake him off? What's going to happen? Is she in love with him? And if she is she going to say, how is she going to reciprocate?
Oh, according to me. See,
come on, you're the guru here. You know the characters well.
Okay, so I think Anokhi may take the leap of faith, because just now she's basking in the love, she isn't taking care of the repercussions. But if she does ask him the question that why did you broke your engagement, then it's going to be fireworks, because that's where the main conflict is. He wanted a homemaker, but now he loves this girl who who ran away from her marriage for her dreams. So he's fallen in love when he never thought it coming to the entire opposite girl. And he's gonna support her. Obviously, he will change. But right now, oh my God. So I do think maybe she'll ask for some time, and Shaurya won't give up.
So this is getting interesting.
It is. And they have moved to Goa for shoot. The team is already in Goa. We are going to get fest scenes. And the ACP is also there. His ex is also going to be there. It's going to get very interesting.
This is getting to be fun. Ankitta, we can't thank you enough for being on our show. We're going to have you back again next week for another update of Shaurya or Anokhi Kahani. Guys, if you are not catching up on this show, you have to. This is perhaps the most interesting show on Star Plus right now.
Yeah.
The story of a professor who falls in love with his student. And this
was actually not
an old school love story of, if you were born in the 80s and the 90s, you know how slow burn love stories happen. This is one of those slow burn love stories, beautifully written, amazing characters. Have a peek. It's on Hotstar USA, Hotstar Canada. Streams 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Hotstar.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrinal, and I love it.
We'll see you soon again.
Yeah, I hope to be back soon. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Shreya.
Next week, bye.
Of course, thank you for joining us.
Bye. Thank you. And I love the term you used, old school vintage romance. This is what this show is.
It is, most definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.